It's just beyond what I ever could have imagined happening.
Now at 9, we're hearing from survivors of the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine last week. Tonight, one of them speaking out about the horror she experienced during the rampage.
Community leaders are speaking on the new Inflation Reduction Act. Hear what they talked about.
And a recap on an awareness walk hosted by Ball State's Black Student Association.
And trick-or-treating is going to be quite chilly tomorrow. Our weather team is tracking near freezing temperatures, plus some tips from Indiana State Police.
Those freezing temperatures are going to be accompanied by a chance of snow flurries. Find out more about that in my full forecast later in the show.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
It's setting up to be a cold Halloween this week as you're taking a live look at the amphitheater. A freeze warning issued tonight as the low drops below 30 degrees. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 9. I'm Sophie Schick.
And I'm Sawyer Osman. Ian Kowalski has a first look at your forecast in just a bit.
October is known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. NewsLink Indiana's Morgan Fisher has the latest on an awareness walk hosted by Ball State's Black Student Association.
According to the American Cancer Society, Black women have a 27.6 lower chance of beating breast cancer. Ball State's Black Student Association held a walk on campus to raise awareness for this. A member of the Community Service Committee said this was a great cause.
For awareness, especially as it affects the Black community and disproportionately affects Black women, at least the more aggressive types do.
Many community members participated in the walk to support their loved ones. Community member Kijan walked for multiple family and friends.
Cancer, luckily all of them survived, and I just want this walk to represent their survival.
Friends were encouraged to wear pink to show their support for this cause. This walk rounded out BSA's homecoming week on Saturday. In Muncie, Morgan Fisher, NewsLink Indiana.
Also, this past Saturday, an Inflation Reduction Act presentation was held at Kennedy Library.
This act was signed into law by President Joe Biden last August, focusing on climate change. This event was held by League of Women's Voters of Muncie, Delaware County, an organization that encourages informed active participation in government. Climate change advocate and chair of the action team for the League, John Smiley, began his journey in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Collaborating with nonprofit organizations, he began to install solar panels on their roofs. Splitting his presentation into two segments, solar power benefits and Inflation Reduction Act details, he explained the expected changes in our environment.
So we're going to have a lot more manufacturing capacity to build this clean technology. We're also going to see a lot more of it being deployed in places like California, Texas, and here in Indiana. You'll probably see a lot more wind turbines and solar panels out in the fields as you look, hopefully replacing the burning of coal and gas that we use to produce our power today.
For more information on how you can help, visit lwvmunciedelaware.org.
We're one night away from Halloween, and with kids and adults heading out tomorrow, cities in our viewing area are giving trick-or-treat times. Here in Muncie, trick-or-treat times are from 5 to 8 p.m. Officials are telling trick-or-treaters to stay within these time frames. This is to ensure safety for all participants.
And Indiana State Police is giving tips on how to keep your kids safe while out and about. Some things to keep in mind include making sure the length of your kids' costumes is okay. Longer costumes that drag on the floor may present a tripping hazard. Police are also urging kids to wear reflective material when out in the dark and to be vigilant on whose doors they're knocking on.
And of course, check your kids' candy before they eat any of it. Check out all treats at home in a well-lighted place and only eat unopened candies and other treats that are in original wrappers.
Now, I know we don't trick-or-treat anymore, but I do remember it being really cold whenever I did go, so...
I know. These kids are going to have to bundle up. It's going to be a pretty cold night. I'm feeling that.
Absolutely. So let's go to Ian with our first look at the weather.
It is definitely going to be a very cold night, and it is today as well. Looking around Indiana, 35 degrees in Muncie, 35 in Indianapolis, 33 in Lafayette. And we're going to see very similar conditions during trick-or-treating tomorrow evening. Looking at our temperatures, we're going to see around mid-20s throughout the evening with a chance of scattered showers throughout the trick-or-treating period. So if you want to find out more about that and the rest of the week as well, I'm going to tell you a lot about this below freezing Halloween we're seeing tomorrow, as well as possible snow showers and strong winds throughout the week, bringing down that temperature even further later on in my full forecast.
Thank you, Ian. General Motors and the United Auto Workers have struck an agreement to end the 6-week strike against the automaker. The agreement follows the pattern set with Ford last week and Jeep maker Stellantis over the weekends. It was reached early today in a meeting at the UAW headquarters in Detroit involving the union president, General Motors CEO, and the company's manufacturing chief. The deal will last 4 years and 8 months and include 25% general pay raises and cost of living adjustments. Combined, they bring the wage increase to over 30% over the life of the contract.
They have reached a historic agreement and a hard-fought agreement that was really battled for a while, but it was all done in good faith.
Workers must still ratify the agreements with all 3 car makers.
We're hearing from survivors of the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine last week. 18 people were killed when a lone gunman opened fire at a bowling alley and bar on Wednesday.
One of those survivors is now speaking out about the horror she experienced during the rampage. Paul Burton reports.
I didn't think I'd get out alive, but I did, and I'm grateful. And many people didn't, and my hearts just go out to those families that lost loved ones there.
Jennifer Zanka is thankful to be alive. She was one of the many people who was injured in the Lewiston mass shootings.
I was shot in the arm, and it was a assault rifle, and it went through my shoulder. It shattered my humerus, and my bicep is kind of gone, and up and back here is too.
Zanka says she was enjoying dinner with 3 of her friends at Schmenge's Bar and Grill when the shooting started.
The horror, the terror was horrible. We all went to the ground. We crawled around a wall, but that's when I was hit, and I followed one of the other girls I was with. Someone asked me how I crawled. I'm pure adrenaline. It's horrific. It's just beyond what I ever could have imagined happening.
The retired nurse and mother of 2 children said she ran outside and hid behind a dumpster until police arrived. And it was a nearby neighbor who drove her to the hospital.
At that point, I didn't really think I would make it. I knew I was hit, and I thought I was bleeding pretty badly.
Jennifer says all 3 of her friends made it out alive. She says she refuses to let this tragedy define her life or cause her to live in fear. And she says the outpouring of love she's received from the community has been heartwarming.
It's overwhelming, and the Lewiston community, and it's indescribable, really. In some ways, I'm so thankful, but in some ways, I'm so sad for the people that aren't here with us anymore. Like, I made it out and just never thought it could happen here in Maine.
Our deepest condolences go out to all the families in Maine. We'll keep you up to date on this story, both on air and online.
Lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Straight ahead, there's some good news for your wallet. Why prices are falling at the gas pump.
Plus, the White House is addressing artificial intelligence, a sweeping executive order by the White House. Next.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. There is good news for your wallet. Gas prices continue to fall. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas was $3.50 on Sunday. That's lower than last week, and they will continue to drop as we head closer to the holidays. But the war between Israel and Hamas could change things if the war grows into a broader regional conflict. It could eventually encompass major oil producers.
The White House is rolling out a sweeping executive order on artificial intelligence. This marks the latest effort to address the rapidly evolving technology. The order requires developers of powerful AI systems to share results of their safety tests with the federal government before they are released to the public. In addition, it directs the Commerce Department to develop guidance for watermarking AI-generated content to prevent fraud.
Former Vice President Mike Pence is no longer running for President of the United States. Pence made the announcement of the suspension of his campaign while speaking at an event on Saturday. Multiple sources have told CNN that his decision was kept a close hold among advisors. In fact, many of the planners were unaware that Pence would be making the announcement.
Now, I'm leaving this campaign, but let me promise you, I will never leave the fight for conservative values, and I will never stop fighting to elect principled Republican leaders to every office in the land. So help me God.
A Republican advisor close to his campaign says a driving factor between Pence's decision was concern that he would not qualify for the upcoming third Republican debate.
Fans of the late actor Matthew Perry left followers handwritten notes and other mementos outside of an apartment building on the west side of New York City that was often featured on the television sitcom Friends. Perry died Saturday at his house in Los Angeles from an apparent drowning. Police are investigating the 54-year-old's death. Perry struggled for decades with alcohol and drug addiction, and a medical examiner will determine the cause of death after an autopsy is performed.
Temperatures are going to be sinking as we head into Halloween tomorrow evening. To find out more about that, tune into my full weather later in the show.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm
feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
Right now across Indiana, we are getting a big tease into those cool temperatures we're going to see during Halloween. Across Muncie right now, 35 degrees, 35 in Indianapolis, and 33 in Lafayette. Those temperatures reflect the last couple of days, but a stark contrast to last week when it was much warmer. And again, we're going to be cooling down as we head into tomorrow and Halloween. 1 a.m., 30 degrees, 29 at 2 a.m., sinking down to 27 at 5 in the morning. Those cool temperatures, again, going to stick with us for a very long time. And as we head into tomorrow morning, we should also expect some wind to pick up, taking those temperatures down anymore. But for today's high, we had 46 degrees, which is far below our average high of 60 degrees for this day. During this time of year. 77 degrees is our almanac record for the day as well. We are well below that as a cold front moves into our area coming in tomorrow. And again, a tease of that tonight. 27 degrees and mostly cloudy with northwest winds at 9 miles per hour, taking us down just a little bit cooler than the actual temperature. As well as we look at tomorrow morning, 26 degrees at 8 a.m., noon 37 degrees and 38 degrees at 5 p.m., accompanying some snow flurries and gusts at 22 miles per hour, making it feel even cooler as we head into trick-or-treating time tomorrow evening, starting at 5 p.m. And as we look again at those cool temperatures, we're going to get a bit lower during the period of trick-or-treating. 37 degrees at 6 p.m., 34 at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 32 degrees. So especially if you're heading out with younger relatives to go door to door, you're definitely going to want them to bundle up as you head throughout neighborhoods and try to get your candy for tomorrow evening. And we can see a reflection of these cool temperatures and snow flurries as we look at the precision cast right now. Look at this cold front as it moves over Muncie, Indiana. 7 p.m. about, again, the time you should expect those snow flurries to arrive. And they're going to move out of the area, and you'll expect clear skies as we head into the rest of the week, not as much cloud cover. Across the country, though, our precipitation outlook, we are a bit above average. Here in Indiana, this light green area is where we are at, moving across out west, above average on the west coast and below average towards Texas and Arizona. Those cooler temperatures expected towards Halloween are not going to stick around, however. As we look at Wednesday and Thursday, 43 degrees is our high on Wednesday, 51 and 56 on Thursday and Friday as we warm back up. 30% chance of snow flurries on Tuesday, 20% on Sunday in the evening, 30% on Monday as that same system moves across Indiana. I am certainly quite disappointed about tomorrow's conditions, though.
Absolutely, me too. Now, I love snowflakes as much as the next guy, but I'm not quite ready to dust off my winter coat.
I don't think I am either. Indiana never ceases to surprise me, though. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Ian. Don't go anywhere. We've got the latest in sports. Dylan Selke has a preview.
One Ball State squad is playing in the postseason, and the Delaware County football clash has a victor. All this and more next in sports.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Dylan Selke with sports. Delta High School in Yorktown duke it out on the gridiron last Friday. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Dickman hits the field to tell us more.
A fierce rivalry that dates all the way back to 1967, one that many Delaware County citizens are more than familiar with. As Delta head coach Christopher Overholt puts it,
we talk all the time about being kings of the county, and that's bragging rights for 365 days. We see we go to each other's proms, we see each other at the movies, so it's bragging rights for 365 days.
on Friday night, another iteration of the fabled Delta vs. Yorktown rivalry plays out on the football field. Except this time, there is a berth and the sectional final on the line, meaning preparation takes on different forms.
We had to put in some wrinkles. It's always tough to play teams twice, especially teams that have really good coaching staffs like Yorktown. So we had to put in a few wrinkles and a few things to kind of give us an opportunity to move the ball.
It is a night to remember for Delta's senior running back, Caden Bond. Bond punches in 2 touchdowns to go along with 174 yards on the ground to help his team's cause, a performance that Coach Overholt lauds.
I love that kid. He is all heart. He's had 2 monster games in the playoffs, and we just look for that to continue in the next round.
Bond's 2 touchdowns would prove to be crucial, as a late 99-yard touchdown drive by the Tiger offense would leave them just a failed onside kick short of a potential victory, falling to Delta 24-21. For Coach Overholt, this win means a lot, but it's on to the next round.
You know, with the way these games go out, it's always just the next one is the most important one. So we need this one because we weren't done playing football, but with these guys, I mean, they're a tough opponent every week, and every time we play them, we have to bring our A game.
Delta will now travel on the road to take on the Garrett Railroaders this Friday, November 3rd. In Muncie, Jake Dickman, NewsLink, Indiana.
To kick it over to the pitch, 3-seed Ball State Soccer hosts number 6 Ohio this weekend in a MAC quarterfinal contest. These 2 squads met late in the regular season, which resulted in a 2-2 draw, but this time Ohio has other plans. Just about 15 minutes in, it was Ohio's Shea Robertson who breaks the scoring silence off an Ella Deaver assist. After the goal, Ohio turns up the defense as they limit the Cards to a scoreless first half. It's all defense in the second half, but then Ohio's senior Izzy Bound finds the back of the net to go up 2-0. That would be the final as the Cards are sent home and Ohio punches their ticket to the semifinals. Ball State head coach Josh Reif reflects on the leadership of his senior at the end of the year.
I think it says a lot about our senior leadership, right? The seniors have really been a part of a lot of great things and it really drove things forward. And so, really proud of that group. And, they all played different roles throughout the year, and so I think to still stay committed to that, it says a lot about them.
This matchup marks the official end of the 2023 season for the Cardinals as focus turns to the 2024 campaign. Playing with a purpose, the game of flag football meant more to one Ball State fraternity over the weekend. NewsLink Indiana's Andy Newman has more.
For many, fond childhood memories of backyard football and the brisk fall breeze are easy to come by. And the brothers of Phi Delta Theta wanted to bring that atmosphere right back with a flag football tournament.
We thought maybe we could have an event that's like a little more casual flag football event where anyone could show up, make a team of 5, have a good time.
So a lot of our guys played football in high school, which was really exciting, so they were really amped to do this, but we really just wanted to put it on and see how big we could make it.
But how big the event could be was for more than just the love of the game, as all of the tournament's proceeds were handed off to something greater.
ALS, it's also called Lou Gehrig's disease, which Lou Gehrig was actually a Phi Delta Theta. And so the reason why our philanthropy all goes towards that is because he died of that disease, right? We just want to put all our funds, all of our money into that, into researching and being able to find a cure for that in the future. So that's where all of our funds, any proceeds made at this event and all of our other philanthropy events, all goes towards ALS.
And the brothers hope to continue to reel in more funds for the organization in the years to come.
We're planning on having just like a yearly event and trying to get it bigger and bigger and have more teams involved in sororities, fraternities, and I mean student life in general.
In Muncie, Andy Newman, NewsLink, Indiana.
And just for disclosure, some members of NewsLink Indiana Sports, including myself, are a part of Phi Delta Theta. Guys, the event turned out really, really well this weekend. I had a really fun time working the event, and I know the players had a great time as well. So anytime you can have a fun time, you know, working the event as well as playing and also making money for a great cause, I mean, it's a win-win. So I'm glad we're changing to an annual event.
Absolutely, and I feel like if there's one thing about fraternities and philanthropy, they're going to put the fun in fundraising. So thank you, Dylan.
Very true. Thank you so much, Dylan.
In just a few minutes, Aaron Schubert has your campus coverage.
Plus, we have one final look at your forecast, so stay with us.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. My name is Erin Schubert, and this is your campus coverage. With Halloween fast approaching, the Asian Student Union brews up their annual Halloween celebration. It consists of free food, candy, and even a costume contest. This event not only celebrates Halloween, but inclusivity too. By welcoming all students of every racial background to experience the Asian culture, ASU promotes culture appreciation and acceptance. This Halloween celebration is unique to ASU. Jackson Stockton, an ASU member, talks about the inclusivity and welcomeness within this organization.
It's just so inclusive. I mean, it is the Asian Student Union, but anybody can come. We have lots of groups of friends come. People just have a good time, no matter really what the event is for the meeting. And I think everybody just has a good time.
Be on the lookout for future ASU events and programs. Now, I actually didn't realize that the ASU was like an organization here. Well, I mean, I did when I looked on the Benny link, but like when I actually went, it was like really cool. Like, and their Halloween celebration was like different from actual other Halloween celebrations. So
absolutely, and I think it's really cool that they can kind of merge inclusivity and Halloween together. So
I think so.
Thank you so much, Erin.
Yeah, of course, and definitely like Halloween is like people don't think that Halloween is like for everyone, but like
yeah. Thank you, Erin. Let's have one final look at our weather.
It is very cold as we head into tomorrow evening and Halloween. A 30% chance of snow flurries, unfortunately, and 42 degrees tomorrow is our high. Again, we are warming up later into the rest of the week, though. 51 degrees on Thursday, 56 on Friday.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. For news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.